Hello friends, today we will be discussing about packaging of dairy products. Dairy products are generally considered to be a very perishable commodity, and that's why all the products including milk, different milk products, they have very lower or limited shelf life. This shelf life is or it can be increased with proper packaging. If we apply proper packaging material, then the shelf life can be increased. The major problems in the shelf life are related to the oxygen, then light and the microbial growth. So, to prevent these things, the packaging material should be designed in such a way that it increases the shelf life of milk and milk products. Today in this chapter, we will be dealing with the milk products including market milk, aseptic packaging of milk, then fermented milk products, then traditional dairy products, and even we will include the packaging of ice cream. As milk is a very perishable commodity, the appropriate packaging of milk is of utmost importance, not only to preserve its nutritive value and saving of wastage, but also to improve the marketability to achieve better returns. The challenge to the packaging industry is to deliver the nutritious milk to the consumer in most economical, hygienic, safe and environmentally friendly package. Because of the shelf life requirements of UHT milks, multiple laminates, for example, a triple layer of high density polyethylene are used and intermediate light barrier may be incorporated according to the manufacturer's and the consumer's preference. Oxygen penetration during storage is not usually a problem in the liquid milk products. Whatever the source of bottles, aseptic techniques are used in filling and sealing of packaging material is for preventing the contamination, and milk can be expected to have a shelf life of around 6 months at ambient temperatures. Cream, on the other hand, contains a high percentage of fat, so it is very susceptible to spoilage. So, packaging material used should be selected in such a way that it possesses good grease resistance and barrier properties against oxygen and moisture. Cultured milk products have various textures and viscosities. That's why when they are liquid, it is considered as beverage like buttermilk, lassi, etc. And when semi-solid, they are spoonable or scoopable products like yogurt and dahi. The material used for packaging of fermented products should be compatible with the spatial, physicochemical and bacteriological properties of fermented milk. When we talk about traditional products, they are normally made by individual sweet makers and small entrepreneurs. They have very little attention on sanitary handling and packaging of these products. That's why they are also having very short shelf life. And sweets soon lose their typical body and texture. They may absorb foreign odors, they lose their aroma characteristics, and sometimes even they grow mold on the surface. So, when we talk about packaging of fluid milk, there are mainly two types of packaging systems for liquid milk. One is the traditional or old bottling system, in which container is to be returned, and the another one which is one-way delivery system, in which container is disposable and does not travel back to the dairy plant. In the non-returnable distribution system, there are several alternative systems where different packaging materials, shapes, size, forms and machines are employed for packs. For selection of a suitable packaging material, the knowledge of important characteristics of the product itself is very essential. So, discussing about characteristics of pasteurized milk, it has a tendency to absorb the flavors from its environment. it is having a risk of contamination. It is also having a risk of adulteration, because if it is not packed properly, the chances of adulteration or the level of adulteration may increase. It is difficult to handle the milk in bulk quantities, so smaller size packages are also required. And milk is prone to oxidation when it is exposed to sunlight. So, sunlight barrier or light barrier properties are also needed. So, when we select the criteria for packaging of milk and the criteria for selection of packaging material for milk, it needs exact packaging material in order to preserve the initial quality for some span of time. For example, for pasteurized milk, this span can be up to 48 hours or maybe say 2 days. The necessary characteristics required for pasteurized milk includes: it should not impart any taste or flavor to the milk. It should act as a barrier to bacterial contamination. It should be resistant to UV light, and in that also the maximum transmission should be up to 8% at 500 nanometer and up to 2% at 400 nanometer. It should have no physiological effects on the product. It should possess good mechanical strength, for example, sealing, tensile, structural strength, etc. It should be tamper proof to avoid adulteration. It should possess good oxygen barrier properties, and it should be economical. The materials used for packing of pasteurized milk includes glass in form of bottles, plastics can be in form of different films made from LDP, LLDP, etc., and some other forms which includes coated paperboards, wax coated paperboards for extended shelf life milk. So, when we talk about glass bottles, packaging milk in glass bottles is the oldest system. The clear glass bottles of 500 ml capacity, conforming to the various standards, mainly in India the Indian standards are used. The glass bottles offer certain advantages like transparency, rigidity, hygienic condition, and non-toxic nature of the glass. This system involves collection and transportation of empty bottles to the processing plant, washing and sterilization of dairy bottles. This packaging system requires large storage space requirement for both empty as well as filled bottle. These factors increase the fixed and variable costs. Heavy weight, fragility, returnability of bottles has inconvenience both to the distributor and to the consumer, which make this packaging system very undesirable, and that's why nowadays it is normally not in use. Another system for packaging of pasteurized milk includes returnable plastic bottles. Plastic bottles reduce the weight and chances of breakage are rare, but most other characteristics of packaging milk in glass bottles remain the same. That's why the plastic bottles are also normally used for packaging of flavored milk products only, which is very less in amount. Then the next one is the non-returnable plastic bottles. This system reduces the transport charges through lightweight and one-way delivery of bottle, is a convenient way of comparison to other systems. And the next and most favorable or most used system is of plastic films or plastic pouches. The plastic pouches are generally made of LDPE, co-extruded LDPE and LLDPE films, and it is having advantage of elimination of pinhole problems, as LLDPE is considered to be more tougher or it is having higher strength. The films in the range of 45 to 75 micron thickness are used depending on the type of product and the size of package. The pouches in a form fill seal type of machines in the capacities of 200, 500 ml and 1000 liter. It can also be packed up to 6 liters capacity. The film should conform to the Indian standards 11805 released in 1999. The plastic pouches are clean, hygienic and safe for this application, and since these are not reused, the cleaning operations is eliminated and the energy loss is avoided. Moreover, these pouches are easily recyclable for the other purpose. Generally, these recycled pouches are not used for food application. In this slide, we will be discussing about aseptic packaging of milk. The aseptic processing was developed in earlier 1960s in Sweden. In this processing, milk is heated to around 135 degrees centigrade for a fraction of second and then it is flash cooled so that all the microorganisms get killed, and then it is packed aseptically in a sterile container or sterile packaging material in a sterile condition. So, in this condition, the packaging material is sterile initially and then the milk is being packed in this package. Paperboard cartons. This kind of packaging materials are commonly used in aseptic filling systems for milk, cream, fruit juices, soups, etc. It can be used for any liquid food product. The filling systems could be either of the two types: those in which the carton is formed within the filler from a continuous roll of material, and those in which the cartons are supplied as preformed blanks, folded flat, which are assembled into cartons in the filler. The packaging material is mainly composed of printed paper coated with aluminum foil and several layers of plastics. The different layers includes polyethylene, paperboard, polyethylene, aluminum foil and polyethylene. The inner material is coated with special layer facilitating the sealing process. Each layer has a specific function. The outer polyethylene layer protects the ink and enables the sealing process of the package flaps. The paperboard serves as a carrier of decor and printing gives the package required mechanical strength. The laminated polyethylene binds the aluminum to the paper. The aluminum foil acts as a gas and light barrier. The inner polyethylene layer provides liquid barrier and sealing properties, as LDPE is considered to have a good sealing property. The same type of packaging material can also be used for packaging of flavored milk, cream, lassi, buttermilk, etc. depending on the treatment and the shelf life required. Now we will talk about packaging of cream. Cream is a concentrated form of milk fat. It contains high amount of fat and it is very susceptible to spoilage. There is also a chance of moisture loss from cream if it is not properly packed. It is prone to oxidative and lipolytic rancidity, and it also absorbs flavor as it contains high amount of fat. The characteristics required in packaging material for packing of cream includes: it should prevent light passage, should prevent water loss, should prevent oxygen transmission, shall offer resistance for microbial contamination. When we talk about packaging of cream, in the early 20th century, wax coated paperboard cartons were used as containers for cream. Nowadays, creams are packed in similar packages used for milk. That is, newer cream packaging concept include thermoformed packs made of linear polyethylene, polystyrene or polypropylene. This may be closed with peelable lid or snap-on covers. Tin plate containers have also been used for larger sizes. Whipped cream and synthetic formulations are sold in aerosol cans and polyethylene tubs. Imitation cream made from soybeans and vegetable oil is often marketed in wax coated paperboard cartons. Ultra pasteurization has been applied to heavy and light creams. The product then goes to packing. A strong seal is necessary for product protection. Polyethylene extruded or wax coated paperboard tubs are used for packing single protection cream or single portion cream. Sterilized or UST cream is packed in similar lines to that of UST milk. When we talk about packaging of fermented dairy products, they must be compatible with the physical, chemical and bacteriological properties of fermented milk. The packaging material used are glass, polyethylene, complex card, LD and LLDP, HDPE cups, co-extruded plastic complexes, polystyrene and polyvinyl alcohol copolymers. So, in the fermented milk, when we talk about yogurt, it has become very popular in many countries. It is available in India also. The similar product which is dahi, it is also available in India. The packaging material required may be same for dahi and yogurt. So, when we talk about yogurt, in the US, the yogurt is packed in coated paperboard containers. The product is automatically filled in polystyrene tubs and covered with 0.005 mm aluminum foil. The inherent brittleness of polystyrene may become a problem. The terpene containing aroma of fruit yogurt has an effect on polystyrene. Thus, fruit acids may also cause pitting of unlacquered aluminum lids, and that's why polystyrene tubs are not used for fruit yogurts. They are generally used for plain yogurt, and that they are economical, practical and widely used. Yogurt is also being sold in expanded polystyrene foam tubs and trays. Each tray holds 20 tubs of yogurt. Trays are stackable and serve not only as a display holders and lightweight sippers, but also hold during fermentation of yogurt. It helps in saving extra handling and repacking costs. When we talk about liquid fermented milk products like buttermilk, sour cream, lassi, etc., they are generally packed in LDPE pouches, polystyrene cups, polypropylene cups, etc. Wax coated paper cups are also used. Recently, buttermilk, lassi and sour cream are packed in aseptic tetra packs. HIPS is also used for stored products, but it should not be used for stored product, as free fatty acid may lead to the cracking of material which is produced due to fermentation. Lassi, which is sweetened in nature, is packed in polystyrene cups with coated aluminum foil lids. The packaging material such as earthenwares give good firmness to the product. Others are maybe glass jars, polystyrene and polypropylene cups, PVC lined HDPE, Tetra Pak and Tetra Brick are also recommended for packaging of lassi. When we talk about dahi, the traditional pack used was earthenware pot with loose cover of glassine or grease proof paper. But there are certain problems with earthenware pot, as it is very heavy, it is easily breakable, and because of oozing of water from its body, the product develops shrinkage cracks, which is undesirable. Recently, injection molded polystyrene and polypropylene or HIPS cups have been introduced with aluminum foil based P-label lids. These cups are available in the capacities of 200 grams and 400 grams and provide a shelf life of about 10 days under refrigeration. The plastic cups are light in weight, easy to handle and are hygienic. Some private dairies are also packing dahi in LDPE pouches of 200 ml capacity. The next fermented product is Shrikhand. It is packed in polystyrene polypropylene cups. HIPS are more common for 100 grams to 1 kg size, which are sealed or capped with aluminum polyethylene foil. Small manufacturers used lined paperboard boxes. HDPE containers with lid of LDPE made by injection molding are also in use for packaging of Srikhand. Polypropylene or polyethylene bags, glassine paper lined containers are also being used for packaging of Srikhand. When we talk about packaging of ice cream, the chief requirements for packaging of ice cream are protection against contamination, attractiveness, ease of opening and reclosure, and ease of disposal. It should also have protection against moisture loss and temperature fluctuations. Bulk ice cream is packed and hardened at low temperature. Shaped bars are hardened prior to packaging. Package forms used for ice cream includes linerless bleach sulfate board cartons for bulk packing. It can be coated with wax or polyethylene. Wax blends can also be used. They give good protection from moisture and oxygen. Once the carton is open, it is difficult to reclose and the paperboard tends to wrap. Although economic considerations favor the simple rectangular paperboard carton, improved packaging often leads to higher sales and marginal price difference may be offset by higher throughput. Thus, a good quality packaging material, if applied to ice cream, can give good sales and thus it can improve the profit. When we talk about packaging of traditional dairy products, the traditional dairy products are generally made from khoa. So, first of all, we will talk about khoa. Under existing trade practice, producers and traders do not employ any packaging for khoa. By employing proper packaging, the shelf life of khoa can be enhanced. Hot packaging of khoa in pre-sterilized cans can improve the shelf life up to 14 days at room temperature and 75 days under refrigeration temperatures. 3 times increase in shelf life was claimed by packaging khoa in rigid polypropylene containers with lid and khoa packed in pre-sterilized laminated pouches. Vacuum packaging and packaging in cryovac shrink wrap pouches will prevent growth of aerobic microorganisms. However, these two packaging materials do not offer protection against bacteria growing inside the khoa. Bulk packaging of khoa is generally done in polypropylene buckets. One such product made from khoa is pada. It is generally packed in paperboard container lined with parchment paper or grease-proof paper. However, plastic trays, tubs can be used to pack pada to enhance its marketability. Paperboard lined with polyethylene or polypropylene liner or glassine can be used. Pada packed in multi-layer transparent laminate pouches under modified atmospheric packaging of nitrogen and carbon dioxide has a shelf life of 15 days at room temperature and 30 days at 20 degrees centigrade. Pada samples packed with oxygen scavenger exhibited a shelf life of 2 months at 37 degrees centigrade and 6 months at 20 degrees centigrade. One such product traditionally available and very popular in India is paneer. Normally, vegetable parchment paper and polyethylene bags are generally used for packing of paneer. Polyethylene gives greater keeping quality 7 days at 5 degrees centigrade than that given by vegetable parchment paper. The cryovac system using shrink film is being successfully used for packing of paneer. Retortable tins are also used. Long life can be given by metallized polyester or nylon PET, metallized PET, polyethylene or aluminum foil or nylon or LDPE, LLDPE pouches. Paneer is packed in tins along with the brine. These tins are sterilized and it may be having a slight cooked flavor and Maillard browning which will increase with the storage period. Paneer is also vacuum packed in laminated pouches to have an extended shelf life. Paneer is also packed in EVA, PVDC EVA film under vacuum, which may have a shelf life of 3 months under refrigeration. Rasagolla is also a product very traditionally popular. For it, normally tin cans with resistant lacquer and sulfur dioxide up to 100 ppm is generally used, which gives highest shelf life to the product. Earthen pots, which may be lined with leaves, are also used in the traditional way in some areas of country. HIPS or polypropylene cups are also used along with heat sealable cups. Retailers normally used HIPS with polypropylene cups with press-on lids. So as we have seen, we can conclude that the packaging material plays an important role in the shelf life of dairy products. So the shelf life of dairy products mainly depends on the type of packaging material used, material of packaging material used, and the storage conditions. Nowadays, newer concept has been available in packaging industry which can help to extend the shelf life of traditional dairy products also. Generally, the traditional dairy products are available in a specific area or a specific place. But instead, if we apply proper packaging material, then the shelf life of traditional products can be improved, and such products can then be available in whole country, and even it can be exported to have better profits in the for the manufacturers.